All right, Coach, from the home of the Bills since 1973, there's a look at New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On first down, Allen going to drop this off to McCoy, complete. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now Allen. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team? He just did that, trying to win the award again this week.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jags have taken the early lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Allen going to try and throw on 3rd down. Throw left side, complete. That's McCoy. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10, and he'll check this one down to McCoy. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second down. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. Now Allen. Over the middle, it's Thomas. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. Well, this is how you shape the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know. We know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
They keep it with Fournette on first down. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
And that was a good run. This was only one of 9 guys to go over 1,000 yards in 2017. And I think you can't let him run wild here.
What do you think, 100 yards, the measuring stick?
Always. That is the threshold. You want to keep him under that if you want to play good defense.
54 Ricky. Set. 380. Go left, go left.
On second down, here's Bortles. And complete to Moncrief over the middle. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Bortles to the former Colt Moncrief for a Jaguar first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 34.
Omaha. 380. Lucy, 380.
From the gun, it's Bortles. Escaping the pressure right. And oh, look at that. A diving catch. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you're a player of his stature, you don't just circle the games on your team's calendar. You
circle the Pro Bowl?
Without a doubt. That's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year. And it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
On second down, here's Fournette. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Bortles now on 1st down. Flushed out right. He's going to go up top for the it. Got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Austin Safarian-Jenkins with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing now is Allen. And that is incomplete. They were looking to get it to Kelvin Benjamin there. And it's 3rd and short. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's got his man. It's the tight end play. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now a first down carry here for McCoy. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo, and Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left.
Well, that last completion certainly not what they were hoping for, as now they'll try to convert on 3rd. Allen now looks to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here we go. 3-6.
Now Bortles throwing on 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Stevenson. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Bortles going to come up here on 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 6 for 6 here to start the ball game. Bortles on the give to Fournette. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Well, prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. The man is Shark. It's complete. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Third touchdown pass of the game for Blake Bortles. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. And his kick is good. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Meanwhile, the second quarter score from Carolina. Now, you saw the score at the bottom of your screen a moment ago. We got a good one going on there. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor.
Detroit!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. Allen. Going deep for Benjamin. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Jalen Ramsey, the all-pro corner there defensively for Jacksonville.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Yannick Ngakoue in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Here's Colton Schmidt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Over the middle, hauled in by Sharp. And he's brought down after a good gain. He got 29 yards that time. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
Sunday. Green 80. 11. Green 80.
On first down, Bortles. Open man right side is Sharp. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the ball.
First down, Jacksonville. The passing game looking sharp on this drive for the Jags.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, mini camp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Bortles now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10.
Set. 380.
A handoff to Fournette. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 10 more there and another first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Lots of praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Throwing now is Bortles. That's complete right around the 8.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Bortles to throw on second down. This will be caught at about the 5. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, but often works when they decide to dial it up.
They'll try to punch it in with Fournette, and he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And Lambeau will put this one through, and that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they could not punch it in.
And credit the defense, too. Make sure that happens because that was the old bend but don't break approach. Made sure they contained them when they absolutely had to and forced the field goal attempt that went through.
And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Jaguars out on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This is fielded at the chalk of the 10. He spins free. Out come the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Sunday, 372. Let's go.
Now Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. Now he'll let it into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. And they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Going to drop this off to McCoy. Complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 5 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. The Bills on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Now flags will come in. One of the Bills got going a little early. And that'll set them back 5. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Allen going to go on 4th down. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. So they decline the penalty. And that seems a little odd.
I'm trying to work through it and work with them to figure out why.
Well, someone's got to be confused.
That's what I think. I'm pretty sure that the bench is saying take the penalty, and somehow in the heat of the moment, they thought they were saying decline the penalty, and that's going to work against them. They should have taken it.
Oh, now he bowls him over. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Here we go. Hey, 54, Ricky.
Now Bortles. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Star Latulippe in there to get him. And that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Following the sack, 3rd and long for Bortles and the Jags. Now Bortles thinking twice about their offensive setup. He's going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
Mike 39, Lucy. Mike 39, Lucy.
On 3rd down, Fournette. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. He did well to get him 8 yards, but it's still going to mean a call to the punt team on 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now out come the Bills. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And here come the Bills. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that.
And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Marcel Darius. With a great push up front, he picks up the sack and a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. To the air, Allen. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
The Bills on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Hot! Hot!
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Yannick Ngakoue in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Here's Colton Schmidt now as he's on to punt for Buffalo. And he's able to get it out of there. And he'll take it on this side of midfield. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. Looking around the league from Raymond James Stadium, they're in the third quarter in Tampa. And that one for the 49ers now a 2-touchdown advantage. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses.
Green 80! Omaha! Green 80!
Fournette, a first down carry. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Green 80! Green 80! All go, all go, all go. All go. 72. Green is it.
Shotgun now for Bortles. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They'll try and get the running game going with McCoy. And he's got some space here. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Now that run, that's exactly why you stay with the running game. You don't abandon it totally. You stick with it, keep telling your guys to stay motivated, and they found a crease on that play.
Detroit!
From midfield, here's Allen. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
To throw, it's Allen. And he rifles one incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zay Jones that time. And it's third down. But not to get too overcritical there, because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Bills on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Allen. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. They do go for it. Here's Allen. And he's going to go down again. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him, and that's sack number 12 for him on the year. Now this will probably be the last play of the quarter. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar in some discomfort down there on the field. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. The Jaguars on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 4.
Green 80. Green 80. Green good.
They go play action for Yeldon. Now it's Bortles. And that is incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe he didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points. But this widens it out, as you said. And now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Now Jones. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bills offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held him to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach says, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Allen from the gun, he'll throw. Benjamin with it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He finds Coleman. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back big plays right there, and the Bills have another 1st down. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. From the gun, it's Allen. The left side completion to Jones. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
All right, now, look at 56.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he is caught with the 7-yard line. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. In for the score. And the Bills claw one back. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I
we
enjoy.
Share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. Up to make the play defensively, Tre'Davious White.
Mike 39, Lucy.
On 2nd down, here's Yeldon. And so T.J. Yeldon past the 20, 10, touchdown, Jaguars. T.J. Yeldon, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jaguars are pouring it on. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. Now Jones. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Bills offense coming out, ready to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because...
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. A first down carry down for Yeldon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12.
Right, 72. 11B, 11B. Here we go, here we go.
From the gun, it's Bortles. Caught, Safarian Jenkins, right side. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. And the Jaguars send out their punter. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone,
and now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Jags grab it. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now Bortles will give to Yeldon. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Defense still with 3 timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them here as the kneel down comes.
Let's go.
And they will take a knee here. And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll come on to kick this one away. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Jacksonville, the win for them is number 6 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Bills, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.